Live's Glory Days, Monday at 4.
Another big game for Mark Baker of Garden Grove, California. Look at those numbers, 247 to Mark McDowell's 202. And in this game, Baker again with 9 strikes. Now he meets Walter Ray Williams, Jr., and that is for the championship here. Speaking of championships, this is the man that led the Kansas City Chiefs. There he is, Lynn Dawson on the right, and his wife. He is the sports director of our ABC affiliate in Kansas City, KMBC.
Many a thrill for the Kansas City people, and what great sporting events they do have up here. The Chiefs, Dawson, of course.
Hail Purdue, that's what he heard.
And who can forget the Kansas City Royals as they wiped out my team, the St. Louis, as the upcoming baseball season coming upon us. What we have to worry about now, and Deadeye Walter Ray Williams, is there's some friends of yours, Chris. That
well, they're great educators. Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Gipp. Dr. Gipp is president of Haskell Indian Junior College. Got his doctorate at Penn State, and is he ever a sports fan and a bowler? He's in from Lawrence. We're always glad to see him. And we're always glad to see the man on the right of your screen, Walter Ray Williams. The leading money winner up until, well, let's see, about 25 minutes from now, Steve Cook of California. Walter Ray Williams will take over the lead, win or lose today. Ozio, Skidmore, and the East Coast Mark Roth.
The great Mark Roth got a check this week, as did Marshall Holden, Randy Peterson up there, Don Janella, defending champion, Odrobinek, Dennis Jakes, the big man, and Pete Weber round out the top 10 after 9 weeks on the Professional Bowlers Tour. And here's some of the averages. Ozio, a little bit misleading how far ahead he is, Chris. He got the bowl 56 games when he won the U.S. Open, and he averaged a tremendous score there. Walter Ray, who is our tournament leader, is in second, 214, close behind Holman, Skidmore, and Roth.
You mentioned Peterson. He won 4 in our first telecast this year to win. Last week, Walter Ray Williams won 4. Now, Mark Baker has won 3 going into this final match. There's a handshake. Two Californians.
And Baker has his hands full as the man from Stockton, California, just south of Sacramento area, steps up on the approach. The guy, Chris, you picked him a year ago, and he is really fulfilling the expectations you had of him.
And the high hit left him that 3-10 split.
He's the hardest match game player I've ever seen to read. I like to read a person when you're bowling him. He has that poker face. You never know what he's going to do. We know he can throw strikes. He leads tournaments. Here he's open with a 3-10 split. No emotion at all as he casually picks up another ball to cross lane to hopefully convert it in the first frame.
And the young man that Lewis and Clark, when they went up to Missouri, they'd have liked to have him on that expedition. He's tough. So is his opponent, Mark Baker.
Mark Baker, phenomenal 253 average, 759 for his first 3 games. Can he maintain that pace against Deadeye Williams for the title?
And his high hit leaves him at 3-6, 9-10.
As you alluded to earlier, Mark Baker, 4 second-place finishes last year. Besides being the #1 bowler on the Professional Bowlers Tour, as you see the 3-6, 9-10, he has to get the ball in this zone, carry the ball into the 9-pin, avoid chopping the 6 off the 10.
Did not come up in the 9-pin, and there is an open for the man that averaged 253 with 3 victories.
You see Baker playing that outside trajectory to hopefully get enough angle to carry out the 9-pin. The ball hangs just a little bit too long, doesn't cover through and carry the 9. He is open to start the match, and he has to be thinking to himself, can I win the big one? This is an important frame in the early going.
Left lane. What a psychological help that was.
And he was aggressive with this shot. This is not the Mark Baker that finished second a number of times. This is the Mark Baker that will continue to be a winner for years to come as he drives right through the pocket after that open frame. Let's see what Walter Ray does. Second frame leads by 11.
Okay. All right. We're having a little problem with sticking at the line, Nelson.
Can be a number of reasons. As you see both players sticking a little bit, one may have been the heat factor. One of these players, as you see the profile of Walter Ray, gets up there and sticks a little bit. One of the players might have had a little perspiration drop off his forehead onto the approach, and that's enough to slow a person down. Walter Ray can handle anything. Look at this shot.
That's our Mark Twain bowler.
I'm taking up horseshoes. He follows through to the left, he follows through to the right, but the result is all the same. He makes the adjustment. He is a great adjuster, Walter Ray Williams Jr., bowling against one of the great young talents of all professional bowling. Mark Baker can cut that lead to 11 right here.
What power.
Baker, confident, experienced, left the 3, 6, 9, 10 spare, failed to convert in the first frame, made the adjustment on the right-hand lane. He moved about 3 boards to the left with his feet, 1 board to the left with his target out there at the arrows, has now got the right line on both lanes. He can cut the lead of Walter Ray Williams down to 1 pin with a strike in the 4th.
Third TV appearance for Baker, 5th for Walter Ray Williams Jr. This is a championship match. We'll show you more of it, but first, these messages as we speak to you from Overland Park.
The action keeps rolling on ABC's Professional Bowlers Tour. 2 men with the same dream. David Ozio, he knows how much a win could mean. Don Janello, he's got 50,000 reasons of his own to win. Either one can pick up a $50,000 bonus on ABC's Professional Bowlers Tour next Saturday.
North Olmsted, Ohio, in the Cleveland area. We'll be there next week for the finals of the Light Beer Open. We are now in the finals of the King Louie Open in Overland Park, Kansas. Up is Walter Ray Williams Jr. He has a double working shooting in the 4th. He needs to keep striking against Baker. What does he get? 4, 6, 7.
Major problem for Deadeye as his ball goes right through the middle. The same split that Mark McDowell had, the 4, 6, 7. The best Walter Ray can hope for is knock out the 4, 7.
So, earlier, we asked Walter Ray what he changed lately to become so successful. Here's what he said.
Well, I had some shaky starts. I was a little nervous, and the lane conditions were a little bit different on the TV pair than I'd expected. I found out the right lane seemed to be quite a bit tighter than the left lane, and in Milwaukee, I figured it out a little bit, but it was a little too late, and then last week it really got together, and maybe this week it'll be better.
Well, he had to win 4 last week, and now in only 1. And he practiced so much prior to coming into this match.
Sure did. And he does have the championship pair figured out. The right-hand lane is tighter than the left. But what we're seeing out there right now is not the same Walter Ray Williams that wiped out 4 opponents at the True Value last week. And he told me right before we started the championship round and opened the telecast, Chris, that he was lost on the championship pair. And that somewhat confused him, and I think it has shaken his confidence a bit as Baker leads by 14. 3-bagger working.
If you just joined us, this 24-year-old from Garden Grove, California, has been doing that all afternoon in our 90-minute telecast.
Boy, does he look sharp. Sends the ball wide. Look at the revolutions. Look at that thing just gobbling up the pins as he's opened a 24-pin lead. Mark Baker has to like that. He's only 5 frames away at this type of performance from a trip to the Firestone. The man that would get knocked out in 52nd place right now is Butch Soper. Third or fourth time we've seen Baker stop for one reason or another, and I think it's just to collect his thoughts, or maybe as we look at the trophy that maybe Baker was looking at the trophy.
The air conditioning popped on. It wakes me up at night sometimes. Oh, fortunate.
He will remember the shot.
We're going to have a ruling, Chris.
Okay, let's see what it is.
Here's what happened. The head pin went to the sideboard and knocked out the 2-pin. Baker apparently thought, now watch the action of the head pin. It goes to the sideboard, twists behind the 2, 4, and 8. Now the 2-pin is standing. Now, here comes the rack. The 5-pin has hit the back of the 2-pin as it rolls around. Now watch if the machine touches the pin before the pin falls over. Here we go. It's rolling, rolling, rolling.
The benefits of videotape replay.
And I see the NFL football is going to try that, and it's very true there.
Look at this.
Here's his reaction, and here's the ruling. You cannot have the machine help you in the pinfall. So the pin is reset. Baker will have to shoot the spare. If he makes it, he'll lead by 23.
In that frame, you can only say proved that he can do push-ups. That's about it. What a tough break for a man that's averaged 253 and 3 victories. And that frame will long be remembered as 6. All right, let's look at the first shot again.
Here's the first shot. Now, here's what we're all talking about. The machine cannot assist you in pinfall. And you'll watch as the 2-pin begins to topple, the machine knocks it over and it had to reset it. If he had struck on this ball, he'd have had a 34-pin. See the machine hit it? Now it had to be reset. He missed the spare. If that had been a strike, he'd had a 34-pin lead. He misses the 2-pin, has opened the door for Walter Ray Williams. The difference between the two players is only 11. 6 frame. What a break for Walter Ray. Let's see if he can jump on it.
Out on the lanes. Lucky that he didn't have a split. Left only the 3-pin.
I talk about the versatility of Walter Ray Williams. He has a lot of shots. Throw it slow, hook it, play in or out. Right now, he has made the wrong decision on a championship pair. He needs to throw it hard and straight right off the corner to keep himself in this match. His ball's all over the place with that big hook. Okay, let's see what he does. He's been a little bit too slow, not being able to control the ball. Almost every shot's been too high. Walter Ray Williams, pick up the speed, throw it hard. You only have 4 frames away from the title. Never happened with that speed. Never happened.
It's almost lethargic today. I swear he practiced too much.
Well, I agree, Chris. Plus, he's confused. He needs to throw it hard. Walter could throw that ball like a bullet, but he's opted for the big soft hook.
Mark Baker gets a breather. After that 6th frame, he'll be shooting in the 7th with a 26-pin lead. Was that solid?
Whack! Solid 10. First time Baker has left a solid 10 all day long. The important thing is he did come back after that miss in the 6th frame with a good shot. Conversion here, he'll lead by 26.
He's still good and loose as he was from game 1, Mark Baker.
The big guy makes his first spare. He missed the 3, 6, 9, 10 in the first frame, strung 4 strikes together, then missed a very simple 2-pin where he didn't reset himself in the 6th frame. In the 7th, he converts a 10-pin. He leads by 26.
Again.
You think $21,000 in a trip to the Firestone doesn't affect the championship? You don't need lights. You just need money to make the difference. Baker, 8th frame.
Beautiful mixer. That'll remove some of the frustration.
Why do we talk about the power players? Look at that pins. Just jambalaya. Here we go. Head pin takes out 5 pins. Now Deadeye, the hottest bowler in professional bowling. Can he get his act together?
Third straight television appearance. He won last week. He was second once, third, and fifth twice. Will become the leading money winner after this game, whether he wins or finishes second.
The most crucial shot for Walter Ray all week long. The 9th frame, he hasn't even been close on the left-hand lane. He has a possible 210 game. Baker going at a 206, but Baker, Walter Ray must strike here. Chris, he's going to be your doubles partner if you ever take up poker. I wouldn't have bet a dime to a dollar, or a dollar to a dime, whichever way you prefer, that he would have struck on this lane. He has put some pressure on Baker, and let's see how he answers the challenge.
Well, he left the 2 and the sleeper 8.
And he has to be thinking the 2-8, my gosh, do I have to leave that tough of spare in this situation? You see Baker just throwing it a little bit too hard. He's hoping, but it's not going to get there. With a spare here, he would lead by 16 pins going into the 10th frame.
Oh, and chops the 2 off the 8.
All right, Baker has dug his own hole. He cannot convert spares in the 1st, the 6th, and the 8th. In the 9th frames, he's going at a 194 pace. He's seen his lead of 24 melt down to just 4, and he's up in the 10th. It all rests on this frame. 5 days, 42 games for Baker. This is his 46th. Here we go.
And there it is again. The 2-8. Last year, remember, second. You have to be thinking. Snake bit.
Mark Baker, collect your thoughts. When it rains, it pours, and you've got a thunderstorm in the Midwest, but you can still win this tournament. What a finish. Misses the 2-8 in the 9th, the 2-8 in the 10th, and has opened the door for Walter Ray Williams to just get a mark. As you see, Mark Baker's ball is hooking by the 2-8. Walter Ray, from nowhere in the 7th frame, has a chance to lock it up with just a 14 count in 2 frames. In other words, he needs a spare in 4.
The last to win 2 in a row, Mark Williams, winning the Pat Boone and the Firestone last year. Oh, is he talking to that? And he's on the deck.
He's going to lose
it. Even Mark Baker couldn't believe.
He's going to lose the tournament. Look at Baker's jumped up. Walter Ray Williams has to make the 8-10 split to win. Watch the pin action. The ball hangs too wide. We said he wasn't playing quite the correct shot. He knocks the 2-pin down. Walter Ray Williams must make the 8-10 split to win the tournament. He's up in the 10th frame. Here he goes. Has to have it. Baker wins.
In a bizarre championship match in Overland Park, Kansas, 183 to 176. Mark Baker moved to tears. So I thought there was no chance. We'll be back.
The premier collegiate matmen live. It's the NCAA Wrestling Championships. Plus a report on Shirley Muldowney's return to drag racing on EBC's Wide World of Sports next. Plus a report on Shirley Muldowney's return to drag racing on EBC's Wide World of Sports next.
Mark Baker, it may take you a week to describe this last game.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. What can I say? That has to be about the luckiest win of all time, and you know, I choked it off. Just plain and simple, I choked. And Walter bowled great all week. He's bowled better than anybody this year on the winter tour, and it's happened. You know, he's stuck on the approach every shot, which is bad because Walter, you know, I won, but it's you know, it'll feel great in about an hour. But right now, it's just I just got lucky, plain and simple.
Bob Palin has a beautiful trophy and a check for 21. And Walter, I guess the only thing Walter can say is the leading money winner. Tough break there, Walter, my boy. But great for you, Mark. You had 4 seconds last year, and you finally broke the jinx.
Well, I mean, this is, you know, I've been waiting for this game for a long, long time, and then I got my chance, and I screwed up.
Screwed up, but won. Thanks again, gentlemen. There's the check, 21 grand, Bob. Bob, always nice to be with you.
Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there is the winner. And a reminder that coming up next on ABC's Wide World of Sports, the country's best collegiate wrestlers grapple for top honors at the NCAA Wrestling Championships live, except on the West Coast, plus a report on the First Lady of Drag Racing, Shirley Muldowney, and her courageous return to drag racing after she had a near-fatal accident. That's next on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Travel arrangements made through a promotional fee paid by United Airlines, now serving 13 cities throughout Asia and the Pacific. United, a fresh breeze across the Pacific. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports. This is Chris Schenkel speaking for Nelson Burton Jr. and all our ABC crew, thanking you for watching. Mark Baker, 183, Walter Williams, 176.